So the question of NEOM being a true first-class city, modern marvel, is really yet to be answered. But with the format they have, with we know how many people are giddy, just ready to go on vacation, tourism is surely the main driver of this smart city, is it not?
Yes, it is. And it's funny that you bring that up, my friend, because Klaus Schwab, who is either founder or co-founder, I don't want to say for sure, of
That's fine.
the World Economic Forum, he
Okay.
said that we need to use COVID, and this message was also endorsed by Prince Charles of Wales, that we
Interesting.
need to use this opportunity towards a great reset. So if we go back and that this pandemic and the lockdown, that we can sway the balance and the economies of the world, and we can shift the power from one foot unto the other. This is nothing more than that. For we know that if anybody looks up Prince Charles, he's very fond of Saudi Arabia. He
Yes,
loves
that
his
is true.
thorough he loves his
That is good.
thoroughbred
Excellent.
Arabian horses.
Excellent point.
I've actually seen a documentary on BBC where Prince Charles actually said that Islam would save the world.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
That's
And
that's shocking.
is it not any coincidence that in at the end of World War I, that the British power, the British Empire, they backed uh, Abdul bin Saud,
Hmm.
no, Ibn Saud, the founder of Saudi Arabia,
Right.
against the Ottoman Empire. So is this really the Saudi Arabians doing this, or is there a bigger hand at play?
Well, lots changed since then, and you asked me a really good question there. Now, I will tell you that at this point and at this stage, Saudi Arabia isn't operating alone. That would be to me a dereliction of their duty alliance in the Middle East, sort of the
Yeah.
unspoken alliance that they have with Israel, Morocco, and Jordan,
In
but
Sudan.
and Sudan, and absolutely you nailed it. And the main thing I get out of this city, this NEOM city, and when there are advertisements here locally to me, which I'm near Chicago. Chris isn't too far from Chicago. We're kind of all from this Great Plains area. But the main thing I take away is that it's interesting that for advertising, for media purposes, they hired a director out of Chicago, Illinois. So
Piping
this is
hot right
not
out the front door.
piping hot. The presses are hot, and it's coming right out the door. We're not too far from where we're at. You have uh, a little bit of an insider into the city of Neon right there, in the city of Chicago. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is a more of a tourist trap than anything else. But there is also, like you said, a greater hand at play.
Yes, sir. And what I
Appreciate that.
no problem. But what I'd also like to say is that because I'm just over here thinking and my thoughts, just listening, but
Absolutely.
listening intently, through the ear of the spirit, so that it can give me the words that I need to say. But I would like to say that yes, I can get where this can be mistaken as a tourist trap. Okay,
Yep.
but like I said, you know, Paul tells us in Galatians 4:25 that Mount Hagar is Arabia, or Mount Sinai is in Arabia, which is
Yes.
Hagar, which is the mother of Ishmael. So if we go back to Genesis, Abraham, who was the father of promise, he gave birth to two children. One was born of the bondwoman, the other one was born of the free woman. One was born after the flesh, the other was born after the spirit. So I don't want to take a too far of a leap here, but I
Yep.
want to let people know that if upon Mount Sinai, where they are currently destroying the mountain which Moses got the Ten Commandments, they're destroying the same place where when he came down from the mountain, Aaron was leading them in the worship of the golden calf. The same place where we're talking about not even 4 or 5 kilometers from this mountain, there sits a rock that's 40 to 50 feet high that has a crack straight down the middle. It's split in half, and there's signs of water erosion. We go back to the Bible. It says that Moses, he told Moses to crack his staff upon the rock. And what happened? He got so mad that he hit the rock with his staff. And what happened? It cracked it straight down the middle and water came out. So, Preston, my whole point with this and going into my diatribe is that what if NEOM is the children of the flesh? For all these people in this world, who are hedonistic, that they're driven by the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life and the lust of their eyes, and they're not driven by the spirit. For we're told in Revelation about Mystery Babylon that it shall be, the habitation of every ugly spirit and every caged bird. And so is it any coincidence that NEOM is being funded by Siemens? They're being funded by Microsoft. They're being funded by Meta. They're being funded by ABC companies, any major company you could think of, they're there. Because where's the money? There. What is the root of all evil? The love of money. Do you agree?
I agree exactly with what you're saying. It's very articulate. It was beautiful, well put. And the fact that on one hand, it looks like a tourist trap where they're just trying to, Saudi Arabia is big with money, jewels, and they've always been about these worldly possessions. So it's no surprise that they're going to prop up a city and try to generate as much money as they can out of it. When you're referencing the Bible and you're referencing Galatians, and we're talking about Moses cracking the staff and breaking the rock, these are all things that have come to light. And I believe that NEOM is bringing those things to light and allowing us to go and hash this out and make sense of it. And I do agree with you that there is something larger at play here. Absolutely. And it does look like a smoke and mirrors where they're saying it's just going to be the best city in the world. It's just going to be another utopia. And let's not forget, Georgia was created as a utopian idea where everybody shared in the wealth, no matter what you did. So this idea of living in a utopia reaches as far back as the Bible. And they talk about that, about people following false prophets, about people following and looking for a sign. And see, those people, instead of getting the sign they were looking for, were not able to get it. So they have just continued to keep on looking. And generations have come, and this is something that's playing out. So what I'm seeing here with NEOM, one thing that's like really sticks out to me is Matthew 10:6. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Amen, my brother.
That really sums up NEOM in a nutshell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because, we have to look, not only just NEOM, but that we have to understand, that like you said, yes, the Saudi Arabians, they've always been, super ostentatious.
Yes.
But at the same time, your common man just wants wealth. He just wants the easy things in life. He doesn't want to have to work for them.
He wants to be comfortable, right? And then What does the Bible tell us about being comfortable?
That as soon as you think that you're comfortable, that's when destruction comes upon you.
You will receive the affliction of the Lord, and that's exactly what will come your way when you are pursuing being comfortable.
Amen. So, this isn't only a plan that's being worked out in Saudi Arabia, but if Lord forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe a man by the name of Steven Schwartzman, who is a billionaire, he plans on building a $300 billion city in the American Southwest known by the name of Telos. Mm-hmm. Not to that's for the sake of being corny.
Right.
Not for the sake of being corny, but what does Telos tell us? That it's not just Saudi Arabia, that America and China, because look at Shanghai, look at Hong Kong, so who's the true, who started all this? Really, if we look at it, from a technology standpoint and the eco-architecture, that all started in China.
Yes, that's right.
So,
No,
so we're
absolutely.
so in a sense, it's our democracy is it's being really tested right now because we have these people, whether they be on either side of the aisle. I'm not gonna pick and choose. I'm not gonna
Right,
set one against the other.
right. I
But the
understand
fact of
that.
the matter is that there's tares amongst the wheat,
Yes,
and these people seek to profit themselves, and at the same time, they seek to change our republic into a totalitarian government.
you're right. You're right about
Because
that.
to
Amen.
destroy, because America is the only last bastion of freedom in this whole entire world.
And I'm
So if
really glad you see that. I really am, because a lot of people don't see that we're the last beacon of hope. We're the last beacon of freedom. And you
Amen.
could just look at China. You could just look at what's going on with Russia on the border of Ukraine.